What's up, everybody? Welcome to some Ishkanah action. Hope you're ready to get your spiders on. Yes, we would love to play first. Let's get the chat all close it out and see what we're playing. Ooh, got some Atraxa action. Okay, get behind that. As far as our opening hand goes, we've got Golgari Guildgate, we've got Mana Web, Entomb, Swiftfoot Boots, and Demonic Tutor, and Burgeoning. Yeah, we're going to keep on this one, not too bad. We can get the Force down, and then go for Burgeoning, and that way we can get the Golgari Guildgate down tapped, and then we can go from there. But yes, we're playing Ishkanah. She has Reach, and then when we have Delirium active, she enters the battlefield if there are 4 more cards in your graveyard. Actually, let's go and get the Burgeoning up and running. Let's get the Force down, get down Burgeoning, and then let's go ahead and pass the turn. And then, excuse me one sec, my cat. There we go. She kind of hangs out behind my laptop for me to pick her up sometimes, so I had to do that real quick. Okay, we are good to go. But yes, we're playing Ishkanah. So once we have Delirium, she's going to enter the battlefield, create 3 1/2 green spider creature tokens with Reach, and let's go and put this Guildgate down. Yes, we would like to. And then we're going to go ahead and yield to our turn. And we do have Demonic Tutor, so if we want to go for like maybe some Mana Rock or something to get on Ishkanah, or we can go for a Cultivate or something like that. We do have Entomb. Let's see, do we want to go Swiftfoot Boots? If we go Demonic Tutor and then we hit the land, we can go for Cultivate. Let's go ahead and fire Demonic Tutor off. That way we can, we might go for Cultivate, or we may just go for like Mana Crypt or something like that. That'll be 2 mana, and then we get down Mana Web. Let's see. Yeah, let's go and grab Mana Crypt. We'll grab that, and then that's 2 mana. We can go ahead and get that down, get down the Swiftfoot Boots, and then we can follow up. Worst comes to worst, we can follow up with Mana Web, kind of put our opponent down on mana. So get these Swiftfoot Boots down. I'm going to tap that right there. 1, 2, there we go. And then we're going to go ahead and pass the turn. We are playing against Atraxa. She has Flying Vigilance, Stat Touch, and Lifelink. Then at the beginning of your in-step, Proliferate. Yep, pretty standard. We'll see what this build of Atraxa is. Most of the time it's usually Super Friends or something like that, so we'll see what kind of fun we're playing against. But yes, this is the first video I'm recording since I've gotten back from my vacation. We have no lands to play. Nope. We're good. So I'm pretty excited. I haven't played Magic in about 6 days, and yeah, it was nice. I enjoy recording Magic. I enjoy playing Magic, but it was also nice to kind of get away from it for a little bit. So we're going to choose Tails on this one. One, they flip 1 for 1 on our Mana Crypt triggers, and we hit a Swamp. Let's go and get the Swamp down. We're looking at Kali Test. I'm going to get it down and kind of start swinging in. I actually do kind of like that play. So let's go and get Kali Test down. We're looking at 1, 2, and then we can actually use the Swiftfoot Boots to equip it on there. Start coming in hot for 1. Let's get the boots on there. Oh, yes. Kalitas, you look so pretty with those boots on there. Okay, we're going to swing it for 3-4 unless they have some sort of response. Looks like we might have path to exit. Swords of Plowshare. Okay, you got it. Okay. And then we don't get to put the boots on anything. We have 1 card type in the graveyard, so we're a little bit far away from Delirium, but at least next turn we can follow up with Mana Web. And with Entomb, we can actually Entomb for, I'm pretty sure we have a Courser of Crufix in here. That way we can go for Enchantment Creature in the graveyard, or we can grab one of our Dredge cards and kind of get the graveyard up and running. No lands, nope, we are good. But yeah, as far as my vacation goes, yeah, I had a blast. My wife and I, we took an anniversary trip, if you didn't hear the my announcement on my channel. But we took an anniversary trip. We flew into Phoenix, and then we drove all the way to Salt Lake City over the course of 6 days. So, and it was definitely a lot of fun. I'll break down the trip in just a second. So let's go ahead and choose Tails on this Mana Crypt trigger. Just making sure we're recording real quick. Make sure I hit the hotkey. We're going to choose Tails on this one. 1 to flip 2 for 2 on our Mana Crypt triggers. And we draw Tranquil Thicket. Let's go ahead and get the Mana Web down. We're looking at 1, 2, and then tap the Swamp. It may hold on to Tranquil Thicket just to kind of cycle it. We can also go for an Entomb, get something in the graveyard. So I'm going to get that down. That'll be a land type in the graveyard. Let's go ahead and, yeah, let's go and cycle it right now. If we hit the land drop off that, then we can make it for the turn. Draw into Naturalize. There's, well, artifact creature over there, so I'll kind of slow that down. And then we'll go for Entomb. Well, since they might have a counter spell, who knows? Let's go ahead and go for an Entomb right now. I'm okay with that. That's going to be instant in the graveyard, sorcery, and land. So we actually just put a creature in the graveyard, and then we'll be online for Delirium. So let's see. Yeah, so we're looking at instant, land, and sorcery, so it's 3 spots right there. And do we have Life from the... I can't remember if I put Life from the Loam in there. Yes, we do. Okay, so we're going to put Life from the Loam in the graveyard. That way we can dredge it. We have 3 card types in the graveyard. Hopefully we'll hit some sort of creature off the Life from the Loam dredge, and then we'll have Delirium for Ishkanah. And they'll have enough mana to get it down. Then we can also take advantage of the Burgeoning once we get all these lands to our hands. So, but yeah, as far as my vacation, so we flew into Arizona, and basically this was a hiking trip. What we did was we ended up driving right at 1,100 miles or 1,100 miles total. So each day we would drive about an hour and a half, and then hit a hiking spot, and then hike it from about maybe around 9 o'clock until about 5 o'clock. Then we'd grab lunch or dinner, and then we'd drive on to the next place about an hour at night. So we ended up seeing we hiked in Sedona. So if you're from Arizona, I'm sure you're familiar with that. Hiked in Sedona, really cool town too, really awesome. And then after that, we went to hit the Grand Canyon, which I'm not afraid of heights, but they make me like a little bit uneasy, if you want to say that. I guess that's my evolutionary stuff kicking in, but I'm not a huge fan of heights like that. And so we went to the Grand Canyon, but it was really cool. The Grand Canyon, if you've never seen it, it's just something to see in person. I mean, it is just like I'm sitting there looking at the Grand Canyon, and it's kind of like I don't know, man. It's just hard for your brain to process how big it is. Now we do have naturalized, so we can take care of the digester next turn, so we'll be okay since this is an artifact creature. So kind of get around from that infect damage coming in. But we are sitting at 6, so we do need to keep track of that. All right, so we're going to choose tails on this one. And then I'll kind of pick up on the rest of the trip here in a second. Just choose tails. All right, lost the flip. 2 for 3 on our mana crypt triggers. And let's go ahead and dredge right now, live from the loam, because we're looking at a naturalized. Okay, hit a few more lands. Let's go ahead and go live from the loam. Actually, excuse me, one sec. Okay, there we go. Let's go and fire live from the loam off. Let's grab the 3 lands. We'll be able to get Bloodstained Mire down. We're looking at tapping for 2 colorless and then green. And we can use that last one to blow up the digester over there. Those are going to go to the hand. Let's go ahead and go for a Temple of Malady, get a little scry action up and running, and then we can play the Bloodstained Mire next turn to get the land in the graveyard. Deathrite Shaman. Yeah, let's go ahead and we'll go and put that on top. Got that scry. Let's go and go naturalize. We're looking at tapping that last green using that colorless. And then we still have the Tranquil Thicket to get down once they play a land for the turn. If they make the land drop for the turn, we're Burgeoning. And then we can also play Bloodstained Mire to kind of crack it and grab one of our dual sources. And then we'll be online to get down Ishkanah. And we're kind of getting into spots where we can actually start activating it or to get those spider drains. So, but yeah, so hit up the Grand Canyon. That was really cool. We ended up driving around the Grand Canyon, which was really cool, and stayed in this place called Jacob Lake, which is on the north side of the Grand Canyon. And we went up this road called 89, and it was just, oh man, it was pretty. Like we saw these cliffs. I think it was Vermilion. I can't remember what they're actually called, but the cliffs, and we just drove by them for like an hour. Like they're so massive. I mean, it was just, it was amazing. Beautiful trip, especially those cliffs. So we stayed in Jacob Lake Inn, and that was really cool, kind of tucked away in a nice little forest. Then the next, actually, let's get our hand up and running. Okay, so they do make a land drop for the turn. Let's go ahead and get the Bloodstained Mire down, because we can actually cycle it off the Bloodstained Mire. So we got that down. Let's go ahead and crack it, and we're going to grab a Bayou off that. And they're going to be able to put a +1 counter on that Gemstone Mine. Okay. We're going to crack that in response. Okay, actually, they can put another counter on us, yes. So it's going to crack this Bloodstained Mire. Okay, so it's going to get the Bayou down. Let's go ahead and cycle the Thicket. We're going to need to find a way to deal with the Atraxa too over there. And do we want to dredge? No, we're okay. Let's see what we draw. Draw, go for the throat. Beautiful. I will take that. Okay. And they only have 1 man. Man, talk about a good draw right there off that cycle. Exactly what we needed. Let's go ahead and we're going to choose tails on this one. 1, they flip. 3 for 4 on our mana crypt triggers. Not going to dredge right now. We're going to draw another 4. So let's go and get the forest down. And then we can actually, yeah, we're going to go for Ishkanah. We're looking at 1, 2... then 3, 4, and then 1 more. That'll still leave up 1 mana for Swiftfoot Boots, and then we can go for the throat, and then kind of swing in too. So we're gonna get those spiders because we do have 4 Delirium in the graveyard. Let's go ahead and put the boots on Ishkanah. See if they have any mana they want to activate in response. Okay, and now we get into spots where they've got 3 cards in hand. We can go and swing in with Ishkanah. We can actually go and do that. They're gonna have Death Touch. Let's see if they go for the block. And if not, we may go for the throat in response to that. Now, if we go for it right now, we'll definitely take care of Atraxa, but they're going to be able to recast. Well, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If they make the land drop, they're going to be able to recast her, and so we kind of have to watch out for them getting that proliferate at the end of their turn. So let's see if they go for the block. If not, we're going to swing in for 3, and then we can get into spots where we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we do have enough mana to start activating Ishkanah. So we may wait till we get to the end of their main phase, and then kind of blast the Atraxa. We'll see what they go for. See if they want. Yeah, I think we're okay with that. You know, if we want to play around a counterspell, I kind of like this play that way. If they do cast something, we can kind of get them out of Atraxa. Or if they don't make the land drop, then we can just go and blast it. So, yeah, so we went to the Grand Canyon. Then after the Grand Canyon, we went to, we hit up Horseshoe Bend. We saw Antelope Canyon, which is really cool. The only thing about Antelope Canyon was it's very commercialized. And so it's very much like a... like an assembly line style system, and but it was really cool seeing it. So if you've never seen Antelope Canyon, check it out. It is just absolutely beautiful. Okay, we've got the mirror. Let's go and go for the throat in response to this. So we're looking at black. There we go. Okay. In response, we're going to blow that up, and then we're going to have our opponent's going to have the mirror down, so whenever it becomes blocked, it's going to get +2 until end of turn. But we do have the spiders that we can kind of chump block, so. And that sends Atraxa back to the command zone, and it looks like they may have not hit the land drop for the turn, so we just have to worry about the mirror over there with the infect. So, actually, excuse me one sec. But yeah, Antelope Canyon, check it out. Go to Google, look at the pictures, really cool. We had a really awesome tour guide. So, like when you go into Antelope Canyon, it's basically like 2 feet wide the whole way through, and it takes you about an hour to walk through it. And the angles on the rocks and the colors of the rocks are really cool. And it's one of those things where you drive by it and you would not know it's there, but once you walk in there, it's just like this other world. So it's really cool. And then I'll kind of cover what we did on the last part of the trip here in a second once we get our turn up and running. Okay. And then the mirror, whenever it becomes blocked. Okay, so we can actually swing in if we want to. We're going to choose tails on this Mana Crypt trigger. One leaf flip. I think we're 4 for 5 on that. See, we drop. No, I'm not going to dredge. We're okay. Draw a Burnished Heart. Okay, so we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to have 8 mana. If we want to activate Ishkanah, we're going to be able to swing in for 3. Yeah, let's go and go for that. Let's swing in for 3. Let's push that in. And then we can actually swing in with a couple of the spiders. That way we're looking at getting it 5 points of damage. It's going to put them down to 21, excuse me. Not just 1 point of damage. And then we'll still have a Ishkanah spider activation, so we're going to have to watch out for them swinging in, because we're going to block, we're going to lose the spider, but we can actually do that in response. So, yeah, I think I'm okay. So, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we don't have enough to get on Burnished Heart and activate Ishkanah, because we're looking at 7. So, and then once we do, we're going to drain them for 4, which is going to put them down to 17. So we'll kind of see what our opponent's got going on, but yeah. So I may end up, win or lose. I may end up, if we lose to Infect, I'm probably going to go and post this video up just because, man, I've been hiking and traveling for 6 days, so I'm a little tired. So, and I'm also working on new decks. So, and this also kind of be a little bit more of a commentary style video. So, but yeah. So we hit up Antelope Canyon. That was really cool. And then we hit up Horseshoe Bend. Definitely check that out on Google. It's really cool. It's basically where the river kind of forms like a little horseshoe. And that was really cool, seeing all the different people there. It's just really cool seeing how far people travel to like visit Arizona. Like we saw a ton of French people, German people. It was just really cool seeing that many people in this like kind of melting pot style area. But that was really cool. And then after it was Antelope Canyon, then we hit up, what was it, the Horseshoe Bend. After that, we checked out Lake Powell. And these areas are all, it seems like we did a lot, but all of these areas, the things I'm describing are within like a 10 or 15 minute drive. And so, okay, so we got the Can't Be Blocked, swinging for 1. That's going to be 1 more commander damage, infect damage is going to put us at 8. But yeah, then we did Lake Powell after that, and then that was fun. And then after Lake Powell, we actually just went out and kind of hiked in the desert. There's this place called the Hanging Gardens, and it's where it's on the backside of a cliff, and like water seeps out from the bottom of the cliff, and it's in the middle of the desert. But you have all these walls of just kind of like shrubbery that are growing, and so it's pretty cool seeing that. And it basically stays in the shade all day. So you have this little like, kind of nice little hanging wall of ivory. I'm not ivory. That'd be pretty crazy. Hanging wall of just kind of ferns, stuff like that. And what else? Let's go ahead and activate Ishkanah. So we're looking at, choose our opponent. Not, yeah, we're looking at that. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're going to go ahead and drain them for 4. That's going to put them down to 17. We're looking at swinging in for 3, 6 next turn. Just going to put them down to 11. So we are. We're going to use tails on this one. 1 leaf flip. I think we're like 4 for 5 on those. I'll take that. I'm not going to dredge life from the loam. See, we hit draw Ancient Tomb. Okay, so let's go down Ancient Tomb. Let's go ahead and swing in, just because the cloak's on the little the mirror over there. It's going to have unblockable. Can't be blocked in his shroud. So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and swing in right now, and then we can actually I think we have enough mana to get down the Burnished Heart, and then we can kind of crack it, hopefully get around that infect damage. So we're going to go ahead and swing in. If they don't hit the land drop, then they're not going to be able to get down to Atraxa and get that proliferate up and running on us. So let's go ahead and swing in, coming in hot for 6. Put them down to 11. Then we also have another Ishkanah activation for 4, which is going to put them down to 7. So we'll kind of see if they hit the land drop. So we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we do have enough to get down Burnished Heart. So we're looking at 1, 2. Get that down, and then we can activate Ishkanah. Or, well, we're not going to crack it, because basically we kind of need to close it out this turn. Yeah, so if they hit the land drop, they're going to be able to swing in for 1 infect, put us at 9, and then get down on Atraxa and kind of proliferate at the end of the turn. If not, we can drain them for 4, and they kind of get into spots where we might have enough damage to kind of push them through. It just kind of depends on if they hit the land drop. So yeah, so we went and hiked the desert, then around the hanging cliffs was just really tall, just kind of rocks. And so we hiked on top of that rock, and it was really pretty. And I'm from Texas, and so in Texas we don't have mountains like that. So the whole trip was just amazing to me to see all these different rock formations and like the geography of Arizona and Utah. And so it was really cool for me because in Texas, there's cool terrains. You can go to West Texas, East Texas, North Texas, South Texas. They're all kind of their own different style, different flavor. Texas does have mountains, but it's basically on the border of New Mexico, so. Take that with a grain of salt, however you want to take it. So it's almost basically New Mexico. It's so far down, like around Laredo. But yeah, it was really cool seeing those rock formations. Okay, our opponent does have the land. We're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think they're going to be able to get down Atraxa. But yeah, so after that, we went on to Bryce Canyon the next day, and oh man. Very beautiful, Bryce Canyon. Looked that one up too. It used to be basically like, I think from my understanding, like a seabed, like a long time ago, and the rock formations kind of formed in this really cool reef. And so we actually did horseback down to the bottom of the canyon, and they go for a Temple of Malady. Okay, we actually went down to the bottom of the canyon on horseback, and that took about 2 hours. And then we came back up. That was really cool. And then after that, we still wanted to see the other side of the canyon, so we hiked for about 4 hours, and we went down into the, they're called hoodoos, the little rock formations, which is like evil spirits. And so, actually, before I get all chatty, let's activate Ishkanah. We're going to choose our opponent. We're looking at there, boom. Make sure we tap for green, 1, 2, and then 1 and 2. Okay, so they're going to lose 4 because we've got 4 spiders out there. They're going to go down to 7, and they're actually pushing in for lethal if they have some sort of removal spell or something. Worst comes to worst, we can go for an Ishkanah activations. We don't have enough. Okay, opponent scoops it up. We will take it. Yes, indeed. They don't have enough mana to get down. I don't know why. The thing with the Vesuva, if they would have just had it come into the battlefield as any other, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I don't know, but we'll go and take that. But yeah, I'll go and finish my trip. So we went to Bryce Canyon. That was really cool. We hiked for 4 hours through Bryce Canyon, and then I think that was Sunday. And after that, we drove into Utah. Our flight was around 3 o'clock, so we didn't get to see much of Utah. We did drive out to the Salt Lakes to kind of see that, but that was really cool. And if you live in the Phoenix or the Arizona or the Utah area, hey, shout out to you, man. That's a really cool area, and it was just really cool to see it. So, and also shout out to MTGO. I forgot to give them the shout out. Shout out to MTGOTraders if you need any cards, and I'm making videos for their channel too if you haven't subscribed. So be sure and do that. But yeah, really cool trip. I'm thinking about doing like a little picture slideshow just to kind of show you the different stuff, just because it's so pretty to see that area. But yes, I'm back. I'm still going to stick to the Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule, at least for this week and maybe the early part of next week, because I'm working on all the new Monkhet commanders. Like I've got Patra up and running. I think that's how you say her, the green-black Snake Lady. And I'm also working on the Minotaur deck and a few other ones. So, and I'm going to kind of split them up between my channel and the MTGOTraders channel. So, but yeah, I think our opponent probably could have closed that out if they would have gotten that down somewhere else. But it is what it is. We'll take that. So, all right, guys, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks.